Hey, Smarty Pants, are you up for an adventure? No, not to get lunch. I'm about to shrink myself down and embark on an expedition to discover weird bodily substances. That's right. Through the magic of podcasting and narration, you'll get to join me on my yuckiest, gooeyest, what the heckiest adventure yet. Ooh. You ready to explore the grossest of gross? Good. But first, I just need to grab my friend, Miss Gusting. Ew, what did I just step in?
Oh, hey, trusty narrator. All set for our gross bodily adventure.
Yeah, but I think it might have already started. I seem to have stepped in something squishy on your porch.
Oh, sometimes I like to hawk a loogie when I'm sitting out here.
A loogie?
You know, when you cough up snot from the back of your throat and spit it out. Did you know the really thick snot made in your lungs is called phlegm? And once you spit it out, it's called sputum. But I prefer saying loogie.
Yuck. That's so gross.
Are you sure you're up for this adventure, narrator?
Yeah, I just have to mentally prepare myself.
Everyone has their own internal gross-out meter. You know right away when something is too gross for you to continue looking at, tasting, or smelling. It's why some people can smell rotten milk and barely react, while others are ready to...
Can we please not play that sound again?
There's a name for your gross-out meter. It's called disgust sensitivity. Ooh. Mine is pretty much non-existent, which means I can handle anything yucky without feeling disgusted. But today's expedition is definitely gonna test your disgust sensitivity.
Hey, I'm the trusty narrator. I can handle it.
Well, just in case, if anything gets too gross, just hit the blech button. Same goes for you, smarty pants listening. If something is too gross, just shout out, blech. Got it?
What do you think, Smarty Pants? Is your disgust sensitivity low, like Miss Gusting's, or high, like mine? We're about to find out.
Okay, Trusty, shrink us down so we can check out all those gross things going on inside our bodies.
Okay, but first I need you to sign the usual waiver so you don't sue me in case we can't get back to normal size.
And I'm gonna need you to sign this waiver so you don't sue me in case you get so grossed out you puke or faint or both.
There, both waivers have been signed. Now it's time to shrink down and get another whiff of science on.
Who smarted? Who smarted? Who's smart? Is it you? Is it me? Is it science or history? Listen up, everyone. We make smarting lots of fun on Who Smarted.
Oh, hey, Smarty Pants. For this special promo, I've journeyed to the land before time, way, way back to when dinos walked the earth. Let's see what I can see. Oh, I spot a Triceratops and a Torosaurus. I see an armored Ankylosaurus and a smaller theropod named Troodon and... Uh-oh, what's that noise in the bushes? It could be a hungry velociraptor or a T-Rex or...
Whoa! Hey, Trusty. What an awesome surprise seeing you here.
Looks like someone else loves dinos, too.
Blippi? Mika? I don't believe it. What are you two doing here in the late Cretaceous era?
Oh, Mika and I never miss a chance to see dinosaurs up close and personal.
Yep, this place is like a real-life Jurassic Park without the fences.
And without the danger, I hope.
Don't worry, Trusty. We do stuff like this all the time as part of our new podcast, Blippi and Mika's Road Trip.
Blippi and Mika's Road Trip? That sounds amazing. What's it about?
It's all about Mika and I exploring the world in our Blippi-mobile and learning new things at every stop, from the Amazon rainforest to the Arctic Circle.
Wow, that sounds like a wild ride. Hey, Smarty Pants, if you like adventure, check out Blippi and Mika's Road Trip podcast with my friends Blippi and Mika. Oh, sounds like the Smarty Pants are excited about your new show, Blippi and Mika.
Actually, that's a T-Rex standing behind you.
Don't run. Just walk slowly towards us.
Walking away slowly. Anyway, Smarties, be sure to join Blippi and Mika for each adventure on Blippi and Mika's Road Trip. Available wherever you listen to podcasts. You never know where they'll wind up next. Run! All right, Smarty Pants, you know what disgust is, right? It's that feeling that comes over you, whether you want it or not, that just says, gross. And it motivates you to close your eyes, hold your breath, or run away. When scientists tested what humans find disgusting, they discovered something surprising. One of the things that grosses humans out the most is humans. Well, not everything about humans. Mostly human bodily substances. You know, the fluids, goopy stuff that's made by your body and occasionally exits your body. I'm sure you can name a few. Go ahead. Shout out some gross body stuff. Ready? Go. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh, yuck. Oh, I'm hearing boogers and snot, spit, poop. Uh-huh. All excellent gross-outers.
Today we're skipping past poop and pee and going straight to the bottom. No, not that bottom. Your toes.
Toes? What's so gross about toes?
Flashlights on. We're going in.
Inside a toe?
No, between the toes. Yep, there it is. Who wants some toe jam?
Ugh. Smarty Pants, have you heard of toe jam? Toe jam is any substance that forms between your toes. So what substance could accumulate between your toes? Let's consider the obvious. Cheese? Leaves and branches? Dirt or sand? Dry skin flakes? Lint from your socks?
Of course, sock lint is just soft pieces of sock that have broken off and nestled between your toes. That's not necessarily a gross thing on its own, but add some moist foot sweat and stinky feet smell and...
Sorry, I was just testing my black button.
Sure. What else can you tell us?
Toe jam is pretty harmless, but if bacteria gets mixed in there, it can be the source of toe trouble. Ever heard of tinea pedis? What about athlete's foot? The term athlete's foot refers to a foot fungus you might get from walking around barefoot in a gym locker room or a swimming pool area. You know, places where you'd find athletes. Sweaty feet are normal, but if your sweaty feet are walking around a space where the tinea fungus is, they can pick it up. And then, if your sweaty feet are trapped in a dark, enclosed space, like inside your socks, for too long, the fungi can thrive. That means stink city when you finally take those socks off. But it also means a potential infection. Athlete's foot can be cured pretty simply with powders and ointments. But washing your feet well and often, especially between your toes, can help you avoid fungus foot.
Excellent. Next up, your belly button. Whether your belly button is an innie or an outie, lint, skin flakes, dirt, and oil can collect inside your belly button cavity or little crevices where the skin folds.
Whoops, sorry, I sat on my button by mistake. And speaking of buttons, the simple solution to avoiding things accumulating in your belly button is simply You guessed it, clean out your navel. When you're taking a shower or bath, be sure to swish some soap around your belly button. If you don't, that little space can also develop an infection, collect bacteria, or just start to stink.
I'm proud of you, Trusty. You're handling this well so far.
Thanks, Miss Gusting. Coming from you, that means a lot.
And you know what rhymes with lot? Snot.
Of course. Are we headed to the nose?
Not yet. We'll get to the nose, but you might be surprised to learn that mucus is actually all over the inside of your head, oozing out of every possible space. Smarty pants, see if you can guess where we're headed next. It's the place where mucus seeps out and dries into little snot nuggets. Is it your eyes, your ears, or between your teeth?
Snot nuggets? Ugh. Okay, maybe this isn't as easy as I thought, but I do have an answer. What about you, Smarty Pants? Hold that thought. We'll find out together right after this break. Hola, bonjour, hello, ni hao, ciao. Hey, Smarty fans, I'm learning to say hello in lots of different languages. Of course, learning a new language is hard and expensive and requires lots of books, private tutors, and courses, right? Wrong. All you need is this sound. That's the sound of Babbel, the science-backed language learning app that's teaching me and millions of others across all age groups how to learn new languages in a way that actually works. And Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons will have you speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Trust me, a subscription to Babbel is like having a language school in your pocket, including lessons, demos, and pronunciation tests that will have you quickly and confidently having conversations in other languages. And just for Who Smarted listeners, there's a special limited time offer. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription at babbel.com/smarted. Again, this is only for our listeners. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/smarted. Spelled BABBEL.com/smarted. Rules and restrictions may apply. This message is sponsored by Greenlight. Hey, smarty adults. As you know, Who Smarted is all about teaching young smarty pants about, well, everything. And what better thing for kids and teens to learn about than the value of money? That's why I'm happy to bring you this message sponsored by our friends at Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app made for families. It's the perfect way for parents to broach the topic of money and help teach their kids and teens how to manage, save, and spend money in a fun, accessible way while still under a watchful eye. I wish I had Greenlight growing up. Seeing how Greenlight has enabled the kids in my family to learn how to budget and make good financial decisions assures me they'll be set up to handle future finances in a really smart way. I can't stress enough what a helpful tool this is. To sign up for Greenlight today and get your first month free, go to greenlight.com/smarted. That's greenlight.com/smarted to try Greenlight for free. Hey, Smarty fans, especially any future entrepreneurs or small business owners listening. I am so excited to speak to you on behalf of our new sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is the place to help you create beautiful websites, engage with your customers or audience, and sell anything from products to content to time. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform that lets you stand out and succeed all on your terms. I've personally used Squarespace to quickly launch websites without needing to hire a whole team or spend a ton of money. Simply put, Squarespace is the easiest, best way to get your website up and running in hours, not weeks. To check out what Squarespace can do for you, go to squarespace.com/smarted to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Again, go to squarespace.com/smarted to save 10%. Thanks. Now back to Who Smarted. Okay, where were we?
Snot, snot, snot.
Ah, yes. My friend Miss Gusting and I were just discussing how snot, aka mucus, shows up in more places than just your nose.
Yep, mucus is everywhere, including your eyes.
Yep. If you guessed that the crust that shows up in the corners of your eyes after a deep sleep is mucus, you're right. Crusties, eye crust, eye boogers, eye sugar, sleepies, eye goop, and eye gunk are all slang for a substance technically known as rheum. But not like living room or bedroom. This rheum is spelled R-H-E-U-M, and it's G-R-O-S-S.
Rheum isn't gross. It's just mucus that's secreted from tiny glands at the edge of your eyelids while you sleep. But did you know it also happens while you're awake?
Wait, then why don't I feel eye gunk when I'm awake?
Because your eyelids blink that stuff away. But if your eyelids are still for a long time, like when you're asleep, it doesn't get swatted away. Instead, it collects at the corners of your eyes. They're very salty. I might sprinkle some crusties on my popcorn later. What? You're ringing the alarm? I didn't even talk about wet snot yet. Wow, so sensitive.
Sorry, this is just getting a little gross. But I know your body makes a lot of mucus for a reason.
It sure does. Smarty pants, besides your eyes and nose, where else can mucus be found? Well, if mucus drains from your nose on the inside of your head, where would it go? Did you say your throat? Next stop, the throat. Everyone has mucus that drains from the nose to the back of the throat. And just like the mucus that's produced in your eyes, you hardly notice it. Just like you blink it away without noticing it, you unconsciously swallow the mucus in your throat.
Ah, but sometimes that throat mucus accumulates because of an infection or allergies. You might have heard that referred to as postnasal drip. Okay, Miss Gusting, what's next?
But we're not even close to done with mucus. Look closer inside the throat.
I see mucus collecting in their tonsils.
Good eye. And what are tonsils for?
Well, your tonsils are believed to be another form of defense against bacteria and infection. But people who've had their tonsils removed aren't more likely to get infections, so the function of tonsils is unclear. What we know is tonsils are made of soft tissue, and unless you've had them removed, they are small invisible humps way in the back of your mouth, on either side of the back of your tongue.
Wow, you know your tonsils, Trusty. But you left out the best part. Tonsil tissue has divots in it, little nooks or craters that can collect and trap. You guessed it, mucus. But because your tonsils are way in the back of your mouth near your throat, the stuff they collect might not be as obvious as your nose boogers, eye crust, or loogies. When mucus and food bits bind together and collect in your tonsil craters, they're called tonsilloliths. Ooh. Or more commonly, tonsil stones. Tonsil stones might cause bad breath or maybe a sore throat, but they're nothing to be worried about.
Maybe, but for those of us who don't want gunk collecting in our tonsils, it helps to drink lots of water throughout the day, gargle after meals, and maintain good oral hygiene. And if tonsil stones are large or painful, talk to a doctor.
All right, last up, the ears.
Let me guess what this squishy stuff is. Earwax?
Actually, this amber-colored substance isn't wax, but it can have a waxy feel to it, or it could be dry and flaky. Its actual name is cerumen, a combination of substances like sweat, skin cells, and sebum, an oil secreted from the skin.
Oh, that's the same stuff that sometimes builds up under your skin and forms a pimple.
I love popping pimples.
What we call earwax is made inside your ear canal, near the bendy outside part of your ear. Earwax protects your ear canal and your eardrum at the end of that canal. Basically, it's like a sticky trap for dirt or germs or anything else it wants to prevent from getting into your ears.
Nicely done, Trusty.
Yep. Okay, I think I've had all the gross body stuff I can handle for one day. Let's unshrink ourselves and get some lunch.
Sounds good. I think I'll have a peanut butter and toe jam sandwich.
Ooh, a pizza with anchovies.
Anchovies?
A long-distance shout-out to Mikael in Johannesburg, South Africa, who wrote to tell us, I learn a lot from Who Smarted, and I share it with my family and friends. I love the interesting lessons. Well, we love how much you love smarting with us. Thanks, Smarty Pants. This episode, Gross Body Stuff, was written by Jenna Hoban and voiced by Jenna Hoban and Jerry Colbert. Technical direction and sound design by Josh Hahn. Who Smarted is recorded and mixed at the Relic Room Studios. Our associate producer is Max Kamaski. The theme song is by Brian Suarez, with lyrics written and performed by Adam Tex Davis. Who Smarted was created and produced by Adam Tex Davis and Jerry Colbert. This has been an Atomic Entertainment production.
Too smart